If you're a man over 60 and lately you've been waking up 2 or 3 times a night to use the bathroom, or you've noticed your stream just isn't as strong as it used to be, I want you to listen closely, because those signs, the ones so many people dismiss as just getting older, are actually your body's way of telling you that your prostate needs attention. And trust me, if you ignore it, you'll be giving up more than just a good night's sleep. Today, I'm going to share 5 simple daily habits that anyone can do to keep the prostate healthy, reduce inflammation, improve urination, and yes, even help you hold on to your sense of masculinity. And at the very end of this video, I'll reveal one special habit that almost no doctor ever talks about during routine checkups. What is the key many of my patients wish they had? Known years earlier. My name is Dr. William Harris. I'm a urologist, and for over 35 years, I've walked alongside thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. I've seen men who thought they were past their prime completely turn things around, simply by making small, consistent changes each day. And those changes didn't just improve their prostate health, they helped them regain confidence, energy, and the feeling of being themselves again. Before we get started, let me say this: if what I share today resonates with you, or if you think it might help your partner, your brother, or a friend, save this channel, not just to get new information each week, but to be part of a community of men who take charge of their health and support one another through the years ahead. So, why is it that some men keep their prostate healthy well into their 70s, while others face problems much earlier? The secret is in what they do every single day, the small, often overlooked habits that, when added up, make a huge difference over time. And we're going to start right now with the very first habit. Now, I promise you 5 daily habits that can make all the difference. Let's start with the simplest, and yet, the one most men still get wrong: how you drink your water. Habit number 1, and the foundation for everything else, is how you drink your water each day. After working with thousands of men over the years, I've realized something. The biggest improvements often start with the smallest changes. And for your prostate, one of the simplest and most overlooked habits is this: drinking enough water the right way. I'm not talking about guzzling a gallon at once, or forcing yourself to drink when you're not thirsty. I mean steady, consistent hydration throughout the day, giving your body the water it needs to flush out toxins, reduce inflammation, and keep blood flowing freely through the pelvic area. That's the environment your prostate loves. You see, the prostate sits right below the bladder. When you're dehydrated, your urine becomes more concentrated, irritating both the bladder and the prostate. Over time, that irritation can worsen symptoms like urgency, frequency, or that weak stream you might have noticed. On the flip side, when you stay well hydrated, you're helping your body keep that whole system clean, calm, and functioning at its best. I remember one of my patients, Robert, 68 years old, came in frustrated. He was waking up 3 times a night, feeling tired all day, and worried something serious was wrong. When we looked at his habits, I discovered he hardly drank water during the day, then had the large glasses with dinner. That meant his body was playing catch up at night, and his bladder was paying the price. We made one simple adjustment: spreading his water intake evenly from morning until early evening, and cutting back after 7 p.m. Within 3 weeks, he was sleeping almost straight through the night, and he couldn't believe such a small change made that big a difference. So, what's the sweet spot? For most men over 60, around 6 to 8 cups, about 1.5 to 2 liters of water a day is a good goal, unless your doctor advises otherwise. Start with a glass when you wake up, then sip steadily throughout the day: mid-morning, lunchtime, mid-afternoon. If you enjoy tea, choose herbal or decaf options to avoid bladder irritation. And remember, limit large amounts of fluid right before bed. It sounds almost too simple, but here's the truth: a well-hydrated body is better at protecting the prostate. And when your prostate is happy, so is the rest of you. Now, if water is the simplest tool you can use for prostate health, the next habit might surprise you, because it's not about what you drink, it's about what you eat every single day. Habit number 2, nourish your prostate with anti-inflammatory foods. Now, staying hydrated is a powerful first step, but water alone can't do all the heavy lifting. What you put on your plate each day can either help your prostate stay calm and healthy, or quietly fuel the very inflammation that causes trouble in the first place. Let me explain. Your prostate is a small gland, but it's surrounded by a network of blood vessels and tissues that can easily become irritated. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire. It can make the glands swell, press on the bladder, and disrupt the smooth flow you once had. The good news? You can fight that fire every time you eat. Certain foods are natural anti-inflammatories. They don't just keep your prostate happy, they support your heart, brain, and overall vitality. Let's start with tomatoes. When cooked in a sauce, soup, or stew, they release lycopene, a compound shown to reduce prostate inflammation and even lower the risk of certain prostate issues. Then there's fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or trout. These are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help calm inflammation throughout the body, including the pelvic area. And don't forget berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Packed with antioxidants, they help neutralize the free radicals that damage cells over time. I remember a patient, Michael, 72 years old, who came to see me with frequent urination and discomfort. His diet, lots of processed meats, fried foods, and barely a vegetable in sight. We made one change at a time, replacing his breakfast sausage with a bowl of oatmeal topped with berries, adding grilled salmon twice a week, and swapping his dinner fries for a tomato and spinach salad. 3 months later, his symptoms had eased noticeably, and he told me, "Doc, I didn't know food could make me feel this different." So here's your game plan. Prioritize cooked tomatoes, fatty fish, and fresh berries in your weekly meals. Cook gently. Steaming or baking preserves nutrients better than deep frying. Add color to every plate. The richer the colors in your fruits and vegetables, the more antioxidants you're getting. These small choices, repeated day after day, can lower inflammation and give your prostate the best environment to thrive. And if you think eating the right foods is powerful, wait until you see what happens when you combine that with the next habit, one that gets your body moving in ways that directly support prostate function. Habit number 3, keep your body moving with gentle daily activity. Now, eating the right foods is a powerful tool, but food can only do so much. If your body isn't in motion, your prostate and the blood vessels, muscles, and nerves around it depend on healthy circulation, and circulation thrives when you move. You see, sitting for long hours can create a kind of traffic jam in your pelvic area. Blood flows more slowly, pressure builds, and over time, that can contribute to swelling or discomfort in the prostate. Gentle daily activity acts like opening up the roads, encouraging fresh blood, rich with oxygen and nutrients, to reach the tissues that need it most. I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. In fact, for most men over 60, those intense activities can do more harm than good. What I'm talking about is walking briskly for 20 to 30 minutes, riding a stationary bike, practicing yoga, or doing pelvic floor exercises, the Kegels you might have heard of. These movements strengthen the muscles that support your bladder and prostate, while keeping the whole pelvic area flexible and well-nourished. I think of my patient, James, 70 years old, who spent most of his day in a recliner watching TV. His diet was decent, but he still complained of urgency and discomfort. We started small, a 10-minute walk after breakfast, adding 5 minutes each week until he reached 30 minutes a day. After a month, he said, "Doc, it's like someone oiled the gears down there." His symptoms eased, his energy improved, and he even noticed better sleep. So here's what I recommend. Aim for at least 20 to 30 minutes of gentle movement every day. Mix it up. Walk in the morning, stretch in the afternoon, do a few Kegels while reading or watching TV. Listen to your body. Mild muscle fatigue is okay. Sharp pain is not. Avoid sitting for more than an hour at a time. Stand, stretch, or take a short stroll. These small, consistent movements do more than keep your prostate healthy. They help your heart, joints, and mood too. And when your body moves well, everything else in life feels easier. Now, if staying active keeps blood flowing, the next habit focuses on removing something that works against your prostate every single day, and most men don't even realize they're doing it. Habit number 4, limit alcohol, caffeine, and processed foods to reduce prostate irritation. Now, keeping your body moving is one of the best gifts you can give your prostate. But movement works even better when you're not constantly feeding your body things that work against it. And for many men, that means looking closely at what they drink and eat every day, especially alcohol, caffeine, and processed foods. Here's why. Both alcohol and caffeine are bladder irritants. They can increase urinary urgency and frequency. making those nighttime trips to the bathroom more common. They also act as mild diuretics, pulling more water from your system and concentrating your urine, which can irritate the prostate. Over time, processed foods, on the other hand, are often loaded with unhealthy fats, excess salt, and preservatives that can fuel inflammation in the body, including in the delicate tissues of the prostate. One of my patients, Harold, 66 years old, came to see me frustrated about getting up for 5 times a night. He was active and ate some vegetables, but he also had 3 cups of strong coffee every morning, a soda with lunch, and a couple of beers with dinner, plus the occasional fast food burger when he didn't feel like cooking. We didn't overhaul everything at once. Instead, we started by cutting his coffee down to 1 cup in the morning and switching his soda to sparkling water with lemon. 2 weeks later, we swapped the evening beers for herbal tea, and he began preparing simple, home-cooked meals instead of relying on drive-through dinners. Within a month, he was sleeping almost through the night, and his energy during the day was noticeably better. Here's how you can do the same. Cut back gradually on alcohol and caffeine to avoid withdrawal. Symptoms: start by replacing every other cup of coffee or alcoholic drink with a non-caffeinated, non-alcoholic option. Choose healthier swaps, herbal teas, fruit-infused water, and fresh juices with no added sugar are good alternatives. Watch for hidden processed foods. Check labels for high sodium, added sugars, and artificial ingredients. If the ingredient list looks like a science experiment, it's probably not helping your prostate. Remember, your prostate is sensitive to what you put into your body. Reducing these irritants gives it the chance to function without constant stress, and that can make a big difference in how you feel day and night. And once you've removed the things that irritate your prostate, the final habit is about actively checking in on its health, so you can catch small problems before they ever become big ones. Habit number 5. Get regular checkups and listen to your body's signals. Once you've cleared away the irritants that work against your prostate, the final habit is about staying ahead of problems before they ever have the chance to grow, and that means 2 things: getting regular checkups and truly paying attention to what your body is telling you. Here's the truth: many prostate issues develop quietly. They don't always announce themselves with pain or obvious changes at first. That's why routine screenings like a PSA blood test, a digital rectal exam, or a simple ultrasound can be so valuable. They give us a snapshot of your prostate's health long before symptoms appear, allowing us to act early when solutions are simpler and more effective. I'll never forget a patient named Alan, 71 years old. He felt fine, maybe a little more frequent urination at night, but nothing he thought was worth mentioning. Still, he kept up his yearly checkups because his father had experienced prostate problems. One year, his PSA level came back slightly higher than normal. We followed up, caught a small growth early, and treated it before it caused any real trouble. A few months later, Alan told me, "I'm glad we caught it when we did. I would have just ignored it." That early action saved him from more invasive treatments down the road. So, here's how to put this habit into practice. Schedule regular checkups for most men over 60. That means at least once a year, or more often if you have a family history of prostate issues. Know your warning signs: changes in urinary flow, blood in urine or semen, persistent pelvic discomfort, or unexplained lower back pain should be checked promptly. Keep a simple health log. Note any changes in your urinary habits, energy levels, or overall comfort. These small observations can help your doctor spot patterns you might miss. And don't underestimate the power of listening to your body. Too often, men brush off subtle changes, telling themselves it's just age, but your body is always giving you feedback. The trick is to slow down enough to hear it. This final habit isn't about fear. It's about staying informed, in control, and confident about your health. When you combine this proactive approach with the other 4 habits we've talked about: hydration, anti-inflammatory foods, gentle movement, and removing irritants, you give your prostate the best possible chance to serve you well for years to come. Now, let's bring it all together in our closing and talk about how these small daily steps can add up to a healthier, more vibrant life after 60. Over the past few minutes, we've walked through 5 simple but powerful habits for supporting your prostate health after 60. Drinking enough water and spacing it throughout the day. Filling your plate with anti-inflammatory foods like cooked tomatoes, fatty fish, and fresh berries. Keeping your body moving with gentle daily activity. cutting back on alcohol, caffeine, and processed foods, and checking in regularly with your doctor while paying attention to your body's signals. On their own, each habit makes a difference. But when you put them together, day after day, they begin to work in harmony, reducing inflammation, improving circulation, easing symptoms, and helping you feel more like yourself again. I want you to remember something important: caring for your prostate at this stage of life is not about fighting age. It's about working with your body, giving it the conditions it needs to keep serving you well, so you can maintain your energy, your confidence, and your connection to the life you want to live. I often tell my patients that their health is like a garden. You can't control the seasons, but you can water the soil, pull the weeds, and give it sunlight. Do that consistently, and the garden will flourish year after year. Your prostate health works the same way. You may not be able to change every factor, but you can create the right environment for it to thrive. I think of a patient named Frank, 69 years old, who came to me feeling frustrated and resigned. We started with just the habits: drinking water evenly throughout the day and walking 20 minutes each morning. A month later, he added more vegetables and cut down his evening beers. By the third month, he was sleeping better, moving easier, and smiling more. I didn't think little things could add up to this, he told me, but they do. They always do. So here's my encouragement to you: don't wait for a perfect plan. Pick one habit from today's list and start it tomorrow. Once it feels natural, add another. These are small, manageable steps, but over time, they can change the course of your health. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which habit will you start with? Leave it in the comments, not just for me, but to inspire other men who might be facing the same challenges. And if you know someone, a friend, a brother, a neighbor, who could benefit from this, share this video with them. If you found this helpful, I'd be honored if you joined this community by subscribing. Every week, I share practical, science-backed tips to help men over 60 stay healthy, strong, and confident. Remember, you are not powerless, and it is never too late to take action for your health. Start small, stay consistent, and give your body the care it deserves. Your future self will thank you.